Guys, starting off today right with what I like to call rocket fuel. That's right, 5 shots of espresso, a little bit of half and half, a tiny bit of sweetener, and gets my motor running to talk about some comic books. That's right, it is Tuesday. We're getting started on Tuesday. We're talking about comic book speculation recommendation. The video where I look into the future at final order cutoff and new comic book day of next week. That's right, guys, next week. This way you guys have enough time to put in your pre-orders for final order cutoff and to also reach out to your local LCS and let them, hey, I heard about these books on Bruce and Stephanie's comic book speculation recommendations. I think it's some good spec. I would like a couple extra copies of these books because I want to help make this hobby try to fund itself. Now that I am all jacked up on espresso, I am ready to give you guys the best spec for next week. But before we do that, I need you guys to do 2 things. And the first thing is to always do your own research. I've been telling you guys to do that since the beginning of this video, and I think that's very important because I'm going to suggest some books to you guys that I think is good spec. But before you go out and buy these books or extra copies of these books, I need you guys to cross-reference it with other comic book YouTubers you trust, other comic book apps that you trust, and other comic book websites that you trust. This way you guys can gather the most information possible. You guys can feel super confident with these choices because the goal is to make this hobby fund itself, or at least begin to make this hobby fund itself. So you guys need to do your own research, and that is tip number 1. A reminder, one or the other. And the second one is, guys, sometimes the books that are on FOC for next week and the books that are on New Comic Book Day for next week shift to a following week. And that, I don't know why that happens, but that does happen from time to time. It's happened the last 2 weeks with multiple books. So I'm gonna talk about some books, but these dates might shift for these books. And those are the 2 reminders. Now let's jump in to my final order cutoff picks for next week. Next up, we are talking about our final order cutoff picks for July 18th for your DC books and July 19th for your Marvel and Indies. Alright guys, we only have 3 books to talk about in FOC this week, so this should be nice, short, and sweet. And the first book up is Future State Gotham number 4. Now you're probably thinking to yourself, really? Future State? That has spec? But it does, and I think it's pretty good spec. We're talking about the first appearance of Hunter Panic. Now this is the first, I think, new character within the DC universe that is a hero. We've had a lot of new villains. Miracle Molly, which is technically, I don't know, she's not really a villain, but she is a villain. We've had Heartless and Nightwing. We've had so many new characters within the DC canon that is all villains. Where are the heroes? Well, Hunter Panic is a hero based on this. Let's read the little synopsis. Hunt the Batman continues as Punchline prowls Gotham, searching for the one thing she needs before leaving the city forever. The only person standing in her way is a revenge-fueled Harley Quinn. And just when things couldn't get any worse, a brand new hero, that's right, in the synopsis, it says hero, Hunter Panic, comes for them both. So, we got a new hero. Heroes always do well compared to villains, so if spec for other villains is still doing well within the DC world, why wouldn't a hero? So we got a new hero, and this also has a really cool cover A and cover B that are connecting. We got Harley on one, Punchline on the other, and they're fighting each other. And I just think that's really, really cool. So I'm gonna pick a couple extra copies of this book. I'm not gonna go absolutely crazy. I'll probably get 1 extra copy, 2 extra copies of cover A, cover B, so that way I can sell them as a pair. But guys, I really do think Future State Gotham number 4 is some decent spec. Alright guys, and the next book that we have on our list is Batman 89 number 1. Now this is stories told within the Batman Tim Burton universe, which I think is really cool and holds a big nostalgia factor. This is also written by the screenwriter who wrote Batman in Batman Returns. And this is also a little extra spec in there that there's a first appearance of a new Robin. There seems to be a first appearance of a new Robin popping up in all these Batman books, but I think the main thing with this book is nostalgia factor. There's gonna be some people who grew up with the Tim Burton Batman, and this could sing true to them. Maybe they're not collecting comics right now, but they see that there is a new Batman book coming out with Michael Keaton's Batman on it, and why not? Why would they not come back? Because nostalgia is so strong within the collectibles market right now that I think this could do well. It might be a flop, but I think picking up a couple extra copies is not the worst thing to do because, again, nostalgia, nostalgia, nostalgia. And the last book up on FOC is Defenders number 1. And this is the first new team appearance of a new roster of Defenders with Doctor Strange, with Silver Surfer, with Red Harpy, the Masked Raider and Cloud. Yeah, I said those with a question mark because I don't know who the Masked Raider is or Cloud, but I do like collecting books with a new first appearance of a new team roster. Who knows what that could do in the future? Those books could blow up at some point. Sometimes they do nothing. There's a lot of time it does do nothing, but this is only a $4 investment. I'm only going to pick up one copy of this book, put it away, and see what happens. It's a new roster of Defenders, and there's so many teams coming to the MCU. Maybe in 10 years, this could be the new team that is defending the universe within the MCU. Is that likely? Probably not, but why not pick up a couple extra copies, or just one, maybe just one. Put it in your box and see what happens. A little more rocket fuel. Alright guys, next up we have our new comic book day spec for July 21st of 2021. Just like FOC, we only have 3 books to talk about, so let's not waste any more time and dive right in. And the first book up is Nottingham number 5. That's right, this is the final issue of this 5-issue miniseries. And guys, this series was so big when it first launched. Issue number 1 was under-ordered, and that blew up. That sold so well on the secondary market. Issue 2 was under-ordered, and the same thing, that issue 2 blew up on the secondary market. But as more and more people started ordering issue 3 and 4, those books didn't do so well on the secondary market, guys. But this is the final issue of the book. Maybe the trend of people ordering more books will slow down and not a lot of people ordered issue 5. Maybe it still is going to be ordered to the extent where this book does not do well. But maybe you have issues 1 through 5 and you want to sell the whole lot together and make some good money. And this would be a good book to pick up. It's also just the final issue. Maybe this is going to be like We Live, and there's going to be some big things that happen in the final issue. Because that final issue, I believe it's issue 5 or 6 of We Live, is going for so much money. Who knows? I haven't read the book. I haven't got a preview copy of it to tell you guys about. But I think issue 5 will be good spec for you guys, at least to pick up one copy and see how it does. The next book up on our list is a book that I'm actually personally excited about, but I also think it's good spec with Mom, Mother of Madness, number 1. Now, this is co-written by Emilia Clarke. That's right, this is the girl from Game of Thrones. Everyone should be pretty pumped, just the fact that she's writing this book, or at least that has star power behind it. But I also like the general concept of the story. A woman who lives in an otherwise normal life activates bizarre power to take on human traffickers. She is just a single mom by day, and she works this job, but then she's also a superhero at night. I just think that's really cool. I've seen some artwork. I'll try to put that up on screen now. It just looks really, really good. This girl's got crazy powers. She can do crazy things with her body, and I just think that's fun. This is only gonna be a 3-issue miniseries, so it's really, really short, but I do think this first issue is worth picking up a couple extra copies. There's some really cool covers. Pick up a couple extra copies, and yeah, let's see how it does. We're gonna wrap up our new comic book day picks with Enter the House of Slaughter number 1. It's a free comic book day 2021 book by Boom Studios that's gonna give us the origin of the House of Slaughter, or at least the introduction. At least that's what the little blurb says, the introduction to the House of Slaughter. That's really exciting. This is written by James Tynion IV, art by Werther Dell'Edera. It's a free comic book day pick, so our book, you don't have to pay any money for this. You walk in, you pick yourself up a copy. Don't grab a whole stack. Don't be that guy. Pick up a copy. I think this is going to be worth slabbing because it's going to be so gorgeous. It's such a cool cover. It's Something Is Killing the Children. Every Something Is Killing the Children book is worthy of slabbing, and I think this is another one. But guys, that wraps up our new comic book day picks. We have 2 more books to talk about, but they're not spec worthy. But stick around. Let's talk about them. It's time to talk about the books that I'm really excited about that don't have super solid spec, but I'm super excited about them. These are books that are on FOC, so make sure if you guys do like these books and you want to get yourself a copy, make sure you guys put your order in on FOC. And the first book up is Eat the Rich number 1. The covers for this book are amazing. This is a Boom book. I love what Boom is doing. They're telling so many great stories, and this just sounds super fun and enticing. And yeah, let's read an awesome quote by Sarah Galley. Eat the Rich is about class inequality in the systems that allow the wealthy to feed on vulnerable people. Like, really eat them? It also is a feverish love letter to the soapy primetime dramas I hold dear. This has been years in the making, and I couldn't be more excited to share it with the world. Welcome to Crestfall Bluffs, friends. I hope you're hungry. I love the cover B. I know there's going to be some exclusive store variants around, and I just think this book sounds so cool. Cover A is dope. Cover B is even more dope, but I'm super excited about it. The next book up that I'm super excited about is Superman in the Authority #1. This is a great team of Grant Morrison and Mikkel Janin. I think this looks so cool. I like they're using an older, like grayed out Superman. I love the Authority. I don't love all of the characters on this Authority team. I like a different setup of the Authority, but I really do enjoy the Authority. I like that Superman's going to be involved in it, and I'm just super excited about that book. But it's not spec worthy. There is some new characters in it, but I just don't think it's super strong. But I'm excited about that book. And the last book up is a book that I've been raving about for a very long time, even issue 81. We're talking about Nightwing #81, the second print. I absolutely love this cover, but this book is not doing super well on the secondary market. But I just love the team of Tom Taylor and Bruno Redondo and what they're doing with this book. I'm picking up all the covers. I'm picking up extras of all the covers because I think this book might do a lot in the future, years down the line, when people are still clamoring for this story, because I think this story is going to be that good in the long term, and people are going to want to come back and read this. But those are my picks for books I'm really excited about. But guys, that's going to do it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this espresso-fueled, I can't even talk, I'm so excited. This espresso-fueled comic book speculation recommendations. If you guys agreed with any of the books that I talked about in today's video, I would love to know down in the comments below. If I missed any books that you guys think are amazing spec, guess what? Let me know down in the comments below. If you disagree with me on any of these books and you think I'm absolutely crazy, let me know down in the comments below. Guys, thank you guys for sticking around to this point in the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Smash that like button. Get yourself subscribed if you're not. Hit that bell for notification, guys. And that's going to do it for today's video. But guys, I have more videos dropping this week than normal, so make sure you guys stay tuned. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.